Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Najiihah binti Nur Kamal Emha from L65 of EGP Block 2. And in my speech today, I will be talking about whether child abuse and traumas can lead to future mental disorders. Before I go on with this talk today, I want to know how you guys would feel if you live in a country with abuse always happen, or how would you feel if one of your friends was being abused, or if you're the one being abused. Obviously, if this thing was to happen to me, I would obviously feel uncomfortable and run away already from home. First of all, I'd like to clarify the meaning of these three terms: child abuse, trauma, and mental disorder. Firstly, child abuse. Child abuse is when a parent or a caregiver, whether through action or failing to act, causes injury, death, emotional harm, or risk of serious harm to our child. The second term, trauma, means a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. And the third one, mental disorder, is a behavioral or mental pattern that causes significant distress or impairment of personal function, and is usually defined by a combination of how a person behaves, feels, perceives, or thinks. Speaking of abuse, you might think that abuse comes in physical form only, but that's actually not true. Abuse can come in many forms, and it includes neglect, sexual abuse, exploitation, and emotional abuse. And before this, I remember watching a video before on YouTube because it got recommended on my YouTube recommendation. For some reason, I watched this one video where it's about a YouTuber. She was famous in Tumblr before. She got married and got children, 2 girls apparently. The second one actually had some kind of illness, so she was neglected by her own mother because she wasn't normal. And the thing is, the mother called her own child the forgotten child. And the question is whether child abuse and traumas can affect a child's mental health. Well, the answer is yes, indeed it can affect a child's mental health. A child going through abuse can get mental disorders such as depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD for short, and schizophrenia, and in worst case scenario, they might pick up a psychopathic behavior. Because I watch a lot of movie and I read some facts before. Most psychopaths have a history of being abused by a parent. So we want to know whether that child going through abuse. The ways to prevent child abuse are actually many of them, but I'm only going to tell you some of them. So we can prevent child abuse by being careful with our choice of words, because if we see something like some kind of insult, we can hurt their feelings and lower their self-esteem. And then we can also prevent child abuse by being understanding towards your children, because if like when they want someone to listen to their problems, try to give them some good advice instead of trying to assume something bad about them, because they might lose their trust towards you, and they might not going to talk to you about it again. So, and then take a time out when you're stressed out. Don't take out your anger on them. They don't know. They might be scared of you if you do that. And then you can make your home a violence-free zone. To put it simply, if we are to become a parent or some kind of guardian in the future, whenever we're stressed out, we all should behave based on our emotion, because if we ever act based on that and act so violent toward the children, and we start like harassing them, hurting their feelings, they might get mentally scarred, they might lose their trust on us, they might never want to interact with us over again. So, and then that might gets in the way of their daily life. So we should never ever try to act based on our emotion whenever we get stressed out, and that way it will prevent child abuse. And the reason why I chose this topic is because I want to spread awareness with the rising rate of child abuse in our country, because we're clearly not aware of it, because we rarely heard about it on the news, but we did hear a lot about a child being left behind. And so that's it from me. So, and thank you for watching